We begin life with the belief that happiness can be had in and through this world. And most people go on believing thus to the very end. We sought happiness through all the weary years. Again and again, we were on the point of winning it and making it ours forever. But each time we were deceived. But without pausing to think, as we shall now do, we simply went on in the same old way. If now we pause and think, the thought will occur to us that probably we set out on the quest of happiness without a right understanding of the true nature and source of it. True happiness. First, let us look at happiness itself and find out what it is. What we mean by happiness is something constant, something that will abide with us in all its freshness and purity so long as we ourselves exist. What the world has given us is not that, but something transient and variable, and its rightful name is pleasure. Happiness and pleasure are two entirely different things, but we assume that pleasures are the very texture of happiness. We assume that if we can provide for a constant stream of pleasures for all time, we shall secure happiness. But it is the very nature of pleasure to be inconstant, for pleasure is just our reaction to the impact of outside things. Certain things give us pleasure, and we seek to acquire and keep hold of them. But the same objects do not give equal pleasure at all times. Sometimes they even give pain. Thus we are often cheated of the pleasure we bargained for, and find that we are in for pain at times. Pleasure and pain are in fact inseparable companions. If the pleasure that we taste in life were really from things, then it must be more when one has more things, less when one has less, and none when one has none. But that is not the case. The rich, who have an abundance of things, are not exactly happy, nor are the poor, who have very little, exactly unhappy. We are thus justified in suspecting that true happiness is, as many wise men have told us, something belonging to our own inner nature. Sages have ever taught that pleasure has no independent existence. It does not reside in external objects at all. It appears to do so because of a mere coincidence. Pleasure is due to a release of our own natural happiness, imprisoned in the inner depths of our being. This release occurs just when, after a rather painful quest, a desired object is won, or when a hated one is removed. It may be said that desire is the cause of our being exiled from the happiness that is within us, and its momentary cessation just allows us to taste a little of that happiness for the time being. Because we are most of the time desiring to get hold of something or to get rid of something, we are most of the time unhappy. The desire to get rid of something is due to fear. So desire and fear are the two enemies of happiness. And so long as we are content to remain subject to them, we shall never be really happy. To be subject to desire or fear is itself unhappiness, and the more intense the desire or the fear, the keener is the unhappiness. Desire tells us each time, "Now get thou this, and then you shall be happy." We believe it implicitly and set about getting it. We are unhappy for wanting it, but we forget the unhappiness in the effort. If we do not get it, we have to suffer. Neither are we happy if we get it. For desire then finds something else for us to strive for, and we fail to see how desire is fooling us all the time. The fact is, desire is like a bottomless pit, which one can never fill up, or like the all-consuming fire, which bums the fiercer, the more we feed it. As desire is without end, so is fear. For the things that fear tells us to avoid are without end. Thus we come to this conclusion: so long as desire and fear have sway over us, we shall never reach happiness. If we be content to remain in bondage to them, we must, as rational beings, renounce all hope of happiness. But knowing that desire and fear are our enemies, can we not put them away by sheer willpower? The answer that experience gives is no. We may, like the Stoics, wrestle with them and succeed in overcoming them for a time. But the victory does not last, and finally, we give up the fight. Without help from someone else, we feel, we cannot hope to achieve lasting deliverance. And who can help us but one that has himself conquered desire and fear, and won for himself perfect happiness?